Welcome to the M.A.C address, the place to go to get the news and information that you can use, as well as get some information that is utter nonsense, but will bring a smile to your face, because that's what we do. Ladies and gentlemen, the M.A.C address starts right now.
Yeah, hey everybody, how y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of the M.A.C address. We are going to take a moment and go around and introduce ourselves like we normally do.
I am Malika, the M in M.A.C.
And I'm April, the A in M.A.C.
Without
Olivia.
Yeah, and I am Chris, the C in M.A.C. And again, we are the M.A.C address. And if you enjoy our content and you like our podcast, be sure to subscribe, leave comments, likes, anything that it'll take to help us grow. We welcome all positive criticism and, of course, all that stuff we just asked for as well. Likes and everything. All right. It's just the three of us today. Well, the original crew, Miss Jennifer will be here, but she is making sure that her family is good to go, taking care of some things on that end. But
keep them in your prayers.
Yeah, so Miss Jennifer, we definitely got you in our prayers, and we hope a speedy recovery for your family. All right, well, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. First off, how's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Doing all right, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, it is a Labor Day, so didn't have any work.
That's right. We recorded this on Labor Day. We we thought about doing it. We thought about not doing it, but everybody like, man, ain't got anything going on. Might as well just do it. So we'll bring you a episode for Labor Day week. All right. Well, listen, we're going to go ahead and get into it. But before we get started, we're going to start this segment off with something that we really want to talk about. I'm going to play this video clip of a assistant principal in Texas who got attacked, in a sense. Is that in a sense, or she just got attacked?
Yeah, attacked.
Yeah. I guess both ways are right. Because
just how it explains, it sounds like the kid he was just mad at the world. So if you come in there and try to get him, you finna get hit with something.
Yeah. So we're gonna play this video clip for you guys, and we're gonna talk about it. And if you have any comments, anything, I want you guys to share them with them. So, all right. So I'm gonna play this video clip for you now.
On Thursday, August 15th, during lunch, I heard our behavioral teacher call on the radio to administrators for assistance. When I arrived, the teacher and students were outside the classroom. One student was holding his head, having been assaulted by the student remaining in the classroom. I entered where the student was still irate and found the room ransacked with overturned furniture. I knew I had to be as calm as possible, and I spoke lowly and slowly so as not to enrage him any further. He picked up a chair and acted as if he would throw it. He finally did throw it at me, but I caught it midair. He picked up another chair to throw at me when another assistant principal entered the room. I used the first chair to block the second. He picked up a third and threw it at the other assistant principal, and I used that initial chair to block the one that he threw at her. After blocking the chair thrown at the other assistant principal, he threw a wooden hanger at me, but I couldn't stop it fast enough. The hanger hit me in my right eye and knocked it out of the socket. I grabbed my face while blood was pouring out of my head and stumbled out of the classroom door. A nurse and 911 were called. I asked for my cell phone to call my husband to come get me, not realizing the extent of the damage. When paramedics arrived, they determined I would need to be airlifted to Parkland Medical Center in Dallas. I underwent surgery as soon as possible, and doctors were able to reinsert my eye. However, they determined that I've been blinded, and they currently believe that my damage is permanent. I will have to have an additional surgery to repair my eyelid. And because doctors are believing my blindness to be permanent, removing my eye may have to be an option. I'm still believing God for a miracle for restoration of my sight.
All right. So this is a assistant principal who was in Texas who got assaulted and lost vision in her right eye. So let's go ahead and get into that. So first off, Miss Malika, since you are the more experienced out of all of us in the teaching world, how do you feel about that?
I feel sad. I feel it's a lot of emotions. It's shocking that we have come to this in this day and age to where, in the end, listening to that assistant principal speak, and then I'm not sure if that was the superintendent that was at the end. Pretty much, the student is not going to get blamed, not going to get charged. It's, you know, I don't know whose fault it is. It's very upsetting, and it's very scary. It's almost like, in a sense, how police officers deal with the world, we have to do that as well. Because it was just like last year where a first grade teacher got shot in the hand because a student brought in a gun. And he shot it at her in anger. And she knew that was coming. And she kept telling the administration, he's trying to kill me. He's going to bring something in. I feel it. He said it. And they looked in his book bag, didn't see it. He took it out of his book bag, showed it to another student on the playground who eventually told his teacher. And by the time they figured out what was going on, she'd already got shot.
You know, you said that teachers have to deal with almost like what the police have to. In my opinion, y'all have to deal with the actual opposite, in a sense. Reason why I say that is because a police officer can shoot a person and they are protected. If a teacher disarm a kid who actually has a gun, the student is protected and the teacher is fired.
That's right. That happened 2 or 3 years ago in a school here in Georgia.
I mean, that's just crazy. I think that the system, in my opinion, is taking public school for granted. It's almost like if you're dealing with a child or a teenager or something that has a lot of mental issues, they feel like it's best to put them in public school where everybody else is, and not take into consideration that this child has a lot of things going on and they need a specialist dealing with them, you know, because like in the situation of this vice principal, she lost her eye by trying to protect herself, and nothing is going to be done. We already know how it's going to play out. We already know how it's going to play out. But where do the teacher get protection in situations like that?
I wish I knew, but there's none.
And that's
Sadly,
sad.
there is none. You touch a kid. When I read the comments, some of the comments on there, if she had to even put her hand on that child, she would have been villainized. She would have been looking like, you about killed this kid, even though there'd been no marks, there would have been none of that. But just because you touched him, the kids have all these rights. And I'm like, the kid hadn't even been on this earth long enough to earn all these rights. They don't know what's right and wrong unless we teach them. But yet we think they know everything.
How old was this kid? Did it say?
They didn't say what age. They didn't even say if it was elementary school or not.
They didn't. But I will post the link in our description. So if you want to check out the story and get that additional information, you are more than welcome to. But we wanted to point out the fact that teachers are just not protected anymore. At least that's what it seems like.
We're not. I mean, we say something that, you know, a parent disagrees with. There's no talk. It's putting the teacher down. You don't know nothing. You don't know what you're talking about. In the teacher, a lot of them, I can't say for all because there's always somebody, just wants to help. They want to figure out what can help this child succeed. But parents these days, a lot of them, not all, don't want to hear it, and then we just feel like we're glorified babysitters. So
Not even teachers.
Because I mean, if that kid is sick, if they give them medicine and then they bring them to school and then they spread it to everybody in the whole building, but then it's not their fault.
You know, I didn't play the clip, but like I said, you can go back into our page and listen to the whole thing. We only played what we want to talk about. But there is an area where she go into the subject about public and private schools. Public schools have to pretty much accept all kids, right?
Yes.
And private school does not. So even if a child is like almost on the level of being a serial killer or something like that, I mean, it's sad to say, but you know, we have kids like that these days. If we didn't, we have things like have a certain level of mental issues to the point that where they'll become school shooters. All right, so you know, she said that she was saying things like, you know, public schools have to accept everybody. Private schools does not. Public schools are pretty much almost at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to pay, you know, and things of that nature, while a private school charges a great deal of money. And it's just a whole lot of, it's just a, hey everybody, Nugget is over here digging an invisible hole in his bed, and he there's no hole, but he's making one in his mind. But back to what I was saying, according to her, you don't even have to be certified, be a certified teacher to. Do you have to be a certified teacher?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you have to be a
not
certified.
anymore.
No, you have to be a certified teacher to be in a public school.
Yes.
But not
Yes.
in a private school.
No, I thought in all schools you have to be now. At
Yeah.
first you didn't, but now everybody has to be certified.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, schools is supposed to be a safe zone. You know, not only just for the kids, but for the teachers too,
And the staff.
and the staff, and anybody who's in the school is supposed to be safe there. And it just seems like the only concern is about the kids, which the concern is always supposed to be for the kids, but the concern for the safety is supposed to be for everyone.
Yes.
Not just the kids. And it looks like, and it seems like we have got to the point to where our school system is so afraid to be sued or anything of that nature that they just let the kids just have this almost level of what is the word? Immunity to where they know, and these kids know these things. We're not dealing with like, you know, unknowledged kids these days. We have all kinds of means out there, social media, the lap, the internet. So kids are just as informed about the world as we are, as adults are. So they can read something or even have somebody with them that knows enough about the rights that they have. That's the reason why you have kids, you know, suing parents and suing schools and suing teachers. I mean, you know, they understand these things. But in the midst of the way the world is going, it's just that we're forgetting about the other people that matter. And that's not right. It is absolutely not right that, like, the teachers going to work as a teacher at a public school is a risk. And that's just not right. So, I mean, I'm speaking on this because my baby works at a school. You know, I would lose my mind if something like that was to ever happen to her.
Because don't you deal with behavioral kids?
They have behaviors, but it's more just like their disabilities. But their behaviors are strong.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Because you just, now you want to like, what happened in this classroom for that kid just to snap?
But it doesn't take anything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It doesn't even take, and that's always the thing. They always think, "Well, what did you do as a teacher? What
I
happened?"
could have just told him, tell me what 2 + 2 is, and he just snapped.
Yes, that's it.
He could, he got mad because he didn't know the answer and just snapped. So
Yeah. So I mean that's always a parent's, and I get it because as a parent you want to make sure that your child is not being abused or neglected or anything done wrong to them. But at the same time, sometimes it's nothing that a teacher does or even says. It's something that they would say to everybody in the classroom.
yeah, I get that. I mean, I guess because I done seen bad teachers in the daycare setting, and it's just like I'm scared to send my kid to daycare because you can get them really good teachers and then you can get bad ones, and you just never know.
Yeah, you won't know until something happens.
Until something happens, yeah.
Yeah, I get it. You know, I always wondered though. like I was saying about how kids understanding their rights, that they're knowing what can be done and what can't be done. Like I've always wondered, for this child to lose his mind like that at school, what are the chances of him actually doing something like that at home?
A good strong chance.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you can see that on TikTok.
I know, but it's just that, you know, I noticed that, you know, if your child acts up at home, you being the parent, you pretty much can put your hands on. Of course, it's a risk still.
Yeah,
but you know,
society doesn't like that anymore.
Society doesn't like it, I know, but it's a lot of the times if the child is being a danger, you know, parents will be like, you know what, screw the law, let me handle you right now.
Yes, but if this child is undiagnosed with any mental disability or it's sometimes if they're on the spectrum, there's certain things. It could be just the sound of an air conditioner can trigger, you know, the anger.
It's 73. So I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just the sound. It ain't even the temp. It's just the sound.
You said that if a child is undiagnosed or something like that, isn't that when it becomes like the parent's fault? Because they know that their child is acting out or not acting or doing something and know that their child needs help, but not taking them to the doctor and get them diagnosed. And
I would say
Or denial.
they're in denial.
Because some people, the teacher can tell a parent that, and they be like, you don't know my kid, nothing wrong with them. They just, you know, a little behind. That's it.
okay, but
So to them, it's no matter what you say to them, it's not going to be their fault because they're in denial.
yeah, but isn't denial the fact that you know that there's a problem, you just choose to ignore it?
Yeah, that's denial.
So in other words, you know that there's a problem, but you just choose not to do anything about it.
Yeah, they probably blame the teacher. It's your fault. Why you can't, you know, you need to figure out another way
Yeah,
to teach them.
we hear all of that.
Yeah, you know why they do that, right? Because it's easy to do. It's easy to point the blame on somebody else in a situation like that than look at yourself. So,
I mean, I feel for that lady. I pray for her.
yeah.
That's horrible. Your whole eye is out of socket. That is traumatizing just in itself.
The thing that she said is that they had to repair her eyelid.
Yes.
So it sounds like the hanger went under her eyelid and pushed her eye out. Well,
And then the question is, why is there hangers? But I don't know. And that could be like if this is a special room or something, it could be a play area. I don't know. There's some reasons why they're hangers. I know I just haven't seen hangers in a classroom in a long time.
yeah, and this is the other thing I'm gonna ask, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will wonder too. Where in the hell was security?
We don't really have security.
If there's
you
ever-
got one police officer in the county.
So
Or
they,
maybe 2 to 3 schools, depending on how big your county is.
with the way public schools are now,
But if it's an elementary school, they're not really going to be in there. It's
They're
only
not.
high schools where they actually have securities walking around. But
We can call them, but still, you waiting on them to get there
Yeah.
from wherever they are.
and all they gonna do is call the police. They can't do nothing.
hasn't there been school shootings in elementary schools though?
Yeah, it's probably like Atlanta area might have security in there. But
Yeah, if
probably
it's
these-
inner city, but if you're talking about suburbia,
yeah.
Isn't that where most school shootings happen?
yeah.
Oh my God, we as society, we are just so, I don't know if we're just ignorant or we just be in denial or anything about what's going on. It just doesn't make it, especially when these things are right in front of us. If I see my child screaming and hollering and they climb up the wall like that little boy on Deliverance, there's something wrong. I'm not gonna say, he can. I guess I
Was
can
it
dress
the
him
chocolate that he ate?
Like, yeah, I wonder if I could dress him like Spider-Man for Halloween since he can do that. I'm just saying, it's there's something wrong with him. He might need an exorcism.
But I
He
mean,
might.
what age will you try to figure it out? Because I would think my little person, man, she be giving me a run, but she just too. She's just still trying to figure out her emotions.
Well, let me tell you something. For me, if it's me, if I see my child is doing something where it's just completely out of the norm, I'm gonna try to resolve it myself, but I'm not gonna ignore it. I'm not gonna act like, okay, this is different. This is a little odd. This is a little weird. But of course, then if it gets to the point where I see my, child doing something like cutting on himself or something of that nature, okay, that's a problem. There's something mentally broken to where they're getting comfort in putting pain on themselves. Now that's when it's not. Now it's time to get some specialists on there and get them some medicine or something like that.
But the cutting thing you wouldn't know about.
No, you would never see that. But
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like,
I know you're using an example, but I'm just being realistic with you. You're not gonna know unless they finally open up to you, and it's probably be after.
or
done-
your accident walked in on them.
and seen it. Yeah, you're not gonna know.
well,
Just
yeah.
trust me.
Well, I'm just saying. I use the cutting thing. I use the
No,
cutting
no.
thing as an example. But I'm just saying. But if they just acting out like one of the things that brought attention to me about my son was that if somebody's saying something to him, the first thing he do is put his hands over his ears, like it's almost like I don't even know how to put it. It's almost like too many voices or something. I don't know.
Yes, but that is like trying to ignore, but it depends on how old he was doing that. Like you can get away with it in so many words up until you're probably about 8. Then people are like, why you got your hands over your ears? What is this? But he just don't want to hear what you got to say. He don't like what you're gonna tell him. So that
Okay. So I guess to a certain, maybe an age or a certain act out, that it's one of those things to where they might not necessarily need like medical help. They just need you to
pay attention.
to them.
And even if you see something at an early age, like toddler life, you just keep a watch on it and see if it progresses. And then you're like, okay, at 5 and 6, you're like, this is not what I consider the norm. Let me get somebody else to look at it, this situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, man.
Teachers need to be protected.
Teachers need to be protected.
The whole
And
system.
they need more money.
Yes, they do.
I mean, I'm telling you, I probably would have still remained being a teacher and really got my degree, finished it out, if the money was there. And only how the money can be there, you got to keep going to school.
Yeah, it's
yourself.
like Miss Tasker, Jennifer, she got 3 degrees.
Yeah.
That's the only way she's like, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
then you
lot of
got to
money
think
and
of
a
all
lot
the
of time.
student loans or the loans and stuff you had to get just to do that. It's just like, yeah, I know one of my high school teachers, he was like, yeah, I'm pretty good, but I went back to school and I got all these degrees and stuff. So if you don't stay up to date with the degrees, you're not going to get paid much money.
Yeah. I feel like that teacher in this day and age, for them to still be teachers the way the world is not, they have a passion for it. It's a calling for them. Like you said, you just feel like you just know in your heart that what you do is what you're supposed to be doing. Miss Malika. So even though we know that the pay isn't the best, there's always room for it to be better. It's dangerous going to public schools now, but you do it because you want to make a difference. In children's lives.
Yeah.
And that right there, in my opinion, alone is worth the money that you are supposed to be getting. And it's bad that the ones that are at the bottom of the barrel who are pretty much like the frontline soldiers to anything that happens in a school get paid less. But at the same time, it's pretty much like that in just about everywhere all over the world.
But parents seen that when the kids were stuck at home with them. It was like,
Yeah.
man, I can't wait till you go back to in school.
And then they were like, we'll do this and we'll do that. And then they came back and they was like, we don't care.
Yeah.
We back to normal. You're like, okay.
What's the difference between a child? I'm just going off what you just said, April. What's the difference in a parent saying, I can't wait for you to go back to school, and I can't wait for you to just get away from me?
It depends. Because sometimes I feel like I can't wait for you to go back to school to to learn. They can teach you better than I can, because I know with me and Nyla, homework time, oh my gosh, that was the most stressful time in our lives. I was like, Jesus, help me.
I had a taste of it.
But you and Nyla did well together. Me and Nyla did not.
Me and I did well over the stuff I knew. When it got to all that other stuff, I was like, you know what, girl,
I
you
don't know.
better.
I just see Facebook and all that new math, like I can get the same answer the old
lot
way,
faster.
the old way. Like all these boxes I gotta build in, like this is stupid.
Yes,
Like,
Nyla got mad at me because I wasn't doing the boxes.
I wasn't doing them either.
She was like, "That's not what my teacher said." I was like, "But you know, if you do it like this, you get it done a lot faster."
yeah, and you're showing all your work that they want to see. I'm just not counting little dots and putting them in boxes. I'm like,
But
this
why are
is stupid.
teachers even teaching that
That's
way?
because they were taught that way.
Oh my God! I mean,
The
you,
system has taught them to do this. They told them to do this.
Oh man!
Yeah,
Draw
that's-
boxes.
Yeah.
Now I think it's sea turtles. Somebody was telling me the new
Sea
math.
turtles?
Something about sea turtles,
I only
and
wanna know.
eggs, and
Sea turtle and the eggs. Huh? that sounds like trig, right there.
I mean, to me, sometimes when you say I can't wait for him to get away from me, it's because my kid is stuck to me. Yes, she's 2, but mama don't get a break, and I'm like, I need a break, so I want her to go to school.
Yeah, but you know, Olivia is 2,
I know.
so
I know.
she's
We keep
acting like
saying
a 2-year-old.
I know.
Like they don't call them
But not
terrible,
all 2s. I don't know.
but they don't call it the terrible 2s for nothing.
I feel like she built different than these other ones.
and she might be, because I heard, COVID kids are different.
That's what I keep hearing. My COVID kid right here, boy. You be like, how old are you again? Because I feel like you acting like you a grown woman and trying to tell me what you ain't gonna do.
Olivia ain't nothing but just absorbing she
Yes.
just absorbing everything
She
around
does,
her.
and she absorbs, and she try to repeats, and it's just like scary. 'Cause I seen somebody else kid, they act out in a different way, but mine is crunk. Like she's on 10 when she wake up. Like, hey, mommy, wake up. Like, I don't want to get up. Like, I just want to lay here.
Olivia runs like Marshawn Lynch when he was playing, so I already know that,
She
because she be
is.
high stepping and carrying on.
But when she's around other people, they was like, she's really not like that. She's really kind of calm because she's
And it might be your energy, y'all's energy together.
crunk. I'm not crunk though. I'm
No,
like,
but this is how she feels. Like maybe she
I mean,
feels
the
comfortable.
Yeah.
So
Because
that-
I'm like, she really isn't. Like, I can get her to calm down, and she's okay. But I'm like, we got to go into teacher mode.
But yeah, you got to, I mean, my teacher voice don't work. My voice is like, Olivia, I done told you to pick up that plate about 3 times.
well, teacher voice and man voice, I don't know. Maybe the man voice just have a little.
Well, I ain't got no man, so it's just me
Well,
hollering
I
at her.
told you I can record myself, and you can just let
It
Olivia
ain't
hear.
gonna
Like,
work, 'cause
sit
I
down,
know-
Olivia.
I know
She's
my-
gonna be smart. She'll be like, I don't see him.
Yeah, I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody.
Okay. All right. Well, we are at that halfway point
Yeah.
again. We are the MAC address, and if you like what you're hearing
So,
today, like and
If you got
subscribe.
a topic,
Oh yeah, I do.
Well, wait a minute. Let me just finish
Finish.
a little
Oh, my
halfway.
bad.
We are the
Sorry.
MAC. Oh my goodness, we are the
because
MAC
you're trying to
address.
get to the random facts.
I'm not trying to get to the random facts. We just at the halfway point.
Yeah,
That's
that's the
normally
random
random
But
fact.
I wasn't gonna say. I was gonna say. You know what? Like and
Like,
subscribe. Thank you very much. All right, go ahead. We'll continue.
What was it? How did I say it, Malika?
God.
Why men don't?
Don't ask her, because she gonna give you some Marvin Gaye. I guess. Well,
What's going on?
Yeah. What is really going on?
Do you have questions about relationships, the dating game, and why people act the way they do in them? Well, April does. Listen as we share our knowledge with her to help her see what's really going on.
Why men can't remember nothing about their life when they go to a doctor or anything? Baby, don't I like this? I don't know. Do you? Like,
Yeah. You don't remember what you like anymore.
You don't remember what you like anymore. You don't remember what procedures you're going to have at the hospital anymore. You're like, babe, what they say? You weren't paying attention? Like, I got to
No.
remember your life. Babe, where I put my wallet? It's your wallet. Where did you lay it? I don't know.
Well, we have to men contend on being like that because we also have to clear that out of our mind to figure out what y'all want to eat.
Wow.
That's so. I mean,
I'm
that's-
sorry, Miss Ruth.
That's
Miss Family Curse down there. But you know what? I think that a lot of times men, especially when it comes to our health, one thing we we feel like we can't have around our woman is just bad health. It just affects too many things for us that you guys would take advantage of.
Well, maybe that's not it. I want to say you're just in denial and you don't want to hear the bad. You
But
don't want
nobody
to,
does.
Yes,
I mean,
but then
nobody
we can
does.
accept it. Like, okay, it is what it is. Now I got to get to moving sometime.
But you don't remember, like, when I was married, like, he didn't remember nothing. Hey, when my appointment again? Oh my God, like, your appointment's tomorrow at this time. Remember to take off work and tell your job that you gotta leave. Like, it's just, they don't want to remember nothing.
Well, I mean, but it also depends on the guy. If the guy is the one that's taking care of all of these things, he'll remember. But now don't.
That's what I'm saying. If you were by yourself, you would remember.
Yes, if
But
I
if
was
you
by
gotta-
myself, or if I was the type of person that likes to handle my own business, yes, I would know. But if I get my woman involved, like if I have let's just put it like this. If I can have a doctor's appointment and Miss Malika goes with me, all right? She gets my information, even though they just told both of us when my next appointment is. And she takes the paperwork, say, here's the paperwork, has your information on your next appointment. Because she got the paper, I don't know.
Okay, what about even filling out the forms? Do you make her fill out the forms too?
No, I wouldn't make her fill out the form.
I had to fill out forms. I'm like, this is yo. Oh my God.
But
you,
see,
you
you
don't know
take-
my social security number, but I'm supposed to know yours because I'm supposed to fill out all your paperwork for you.
But see, but you know that also is a sign of a person just not wanting to do that kind of stuff. They feel like you should do it.
And that feels like the old school way. Because, you know, there's a lot of older men just tend to the woman takes care of all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, either I think it's more of a generation thing from like back in the day, or you just dealing with a man who just don't want those responsibilities. They want, but at the same time, they'll want you to handle it, but will get mad at you for not knowing things. So
But they don't know nothing about me. I couldn't say fill out my paperwork, and they were like,
But you know, in a situation like that, you also have to be, what's the word? You also have to be careful showing that your person you're with, you can handle that responsibility. Because if you let that person know, if you say, I got this for you, it don't take but that much for that person to say she got this, so she will take care of all of this all the time.
I guess. Is that what you want to say?
Well, I'm just saying, you just have to be careful with what you have to be very careful with what you show people. Once you show people that you know how to do things, you have to be careful of it because people take advantage of it. I'm not saying you take advantage of me cooking.
Oh, you got
Whoa.
she got something to say on that.
I work in a doctor's office. And women do come
Hold
down
on,
like
Miss
that.
Ruben.
She
Hold
got
on,
to
Miss Ruben.
introduce you.
Hold on, Miss Ruben. So apparently we got into some conversation here. Miss Ruben just said, let me have some sit down and say some things. So Miss Ruben has just joined the panel. Miss Ruben, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
All right, well, I'm gonna hush now.
Okay. Now I work in the doctor's office, and the women come there with their husbands, and 9 times out of 10, she come up to the desk to check him in, and he go sit down.
Sit down, like,
And she give all the information, verify this and that, and they paperwork and stuff. But like I said, if the roles were reversed, she still be checking her own self in. We just want to know when do somebody take care of
the woman.
us?
I bet if y'all go to a doctor, I bet Nikki Malika would check you in.
Do you think that's true, babe?
I would check you in.
And
Only
would
because
go
you want
sit down.
to.
I would check you in. I checked my own self in when I had to go do my colonoscopy.
Where were you at? Why you didn't help her?
I didn't know anything about it though. I was when she went
You
for
like,
her
hold on now, don't
hold
jump
on.
on me.
When she went for her colonoscopy, I was supposed to be the ride. All of the setting up appointments, what she needs to do, all of that stuff, they told her, not me. But you can best
Does
believe-
it matter? That's my
Well,
whole
hold
point.
if she said, baby, can you handle this? She already know I would. I mean, it's just that's just me. But but if she has set up everything, if she said, baby, I want you to take care of this for me, I have no problems doing that. When she went and got her thing done, I was right there with her. I was checking on. I was asking her, was there anything that she needed, or need the light, she needed the bed adjust, even though I ain't even supposed to be adjusting the bed. But I was asking if she needed that done. And I sat right there and I waited. But I didn't, but what, April?
That's
Dag
my
nabbit.
point. You ain't even gotta tell us. We just automatically know that you ain't finna check yourself in. Me check you in. Like, she ain't even gotta ask her, do you need help? She just gonna automatically help you.
The only reason
You
why
said, didn't you say, just make sure, didn't you say, well, she didn't tell me she needed me to do nothing. If she would have told me, I would have did it. But why she got to tell you? Know she need help.
I had to park the car.
Okay.
Anyway, what I'm saying is that at the time when it was time for her to check in, I dropped her off at the front.
Oh,
And
okay.
I went and parked the car. By the time I came back, everything was done. She was sitting down. I sat down with her.
Don't they got valet that's free? And were you at Carter?
I don't know.
Center?
Yes, I was at the Piedmont.
Okay. Excuse
But no,
me.
but it was early in the morning. There was
Oh, okay.
nobody
They wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it was early.
Give me some credit, woman.
You're a man, so.
Oh, that's why I don't
Daggers.
I don't get no credit because of that. Ridiculous.
But I mean, that's.
But I will tell you this: when I went and got mine, I handled it. I had to get mine at a location that was nowhere near here, but she did ask. She did ask if she want me to drive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
But you
then-
didn't even have to ask her, hey, baby, will you drive? No, she automatically knew you had an appointment. She's like, hey, you want me to drive? You want me to take care of this, help you do this? You didn't have to tell her. She just automatically offered herself, right?
Miss River, why you came over here? You just threw this the
just
woman
proved my
energy
point. Again.
I am not doing anything.
And then a lot of times in the doctor's office, men don't really sometimes listen to the doctor. So when they get ready to go home and tell their wives and stuff,
They don't remember.
no, they don't remember.
Like what they say.
Do you
I don't
feel
know,
like
they said something
men-
about
Well,
something.
they said this, and maybe.
Like, never mind, I'm going to go with you next time.
Well, let me go with their husband. To get
So
the
they'll know.
information. Yes, to get the information.
So y'all women pretty much know that if the man goes to the doctor by himself, he gonna mess it up. So it only
Automatic.
best just go.
Yes.
A lot of them do.
You don't have to ask us. We're just going to go because we know that you're not going to give us all the information we need.
And then
What-
they might remember they're not gonna give you. They might not want to give you all the information too. Something might be going on, and they might not. They don't want to tell.
Just from, with my mom, my daddy, he was outside in the car, like you said, parking the car.
But I came
Let
here.
her go
though.
in. Like, he came in too, but, she went back by herself. I'm like, you should have made it, I don't know. To me, it's like, you should have just, I know women we try to be so strong and just independent and do it ourselves, but if you ain't trying, we try and make sure we're back there with you.
But sometimes the roles can be reversed. It
Yeah.
can be like that.
Yeah.
Because thinking about Daddy, he just kept it to himself. He went to his own doctor's appointments. Mama was working,
Yeah.
but she didn't know the ins and outs.
No.
Yeah.
And then when I went to the hospital, the doctors wasn't there for me to ask questions and stuff. And he wouldn't tell me anything. I didn't know he had to have a heart transplant. He kept all that to himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See,
And I understand why he did, but he did. He eventually he should have, but he never did.
Yeah. Like he just gave you the basic information.
like your mama
Like she
did.
just gave
Yeah.
my mama just gave us the basic information. She didn't never tell us how bad it was.
No, she never.
She just made everything seem like I'm good. It's gonna be alright. I'm gonna do this for a few months and then I'm gonna be good. That's how she made it seem.
Yeah. She didn't tell another sister. She didn't tell her husband.
Mm-mm.
Her
So-
kids.
She didn't
How
tell
do
no-
people keep that in?
Because they're the
they
strong.
don't want you to worry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Just don't want you to worry. But
I'm just surprised she didn't tell nobody.
Yeah.
Jerry at least told one person.
Yeah. Rita.
Yeah, cousin Rita.
I feel like she might have would have told me if Jared just didn't have his heart attack.
But see, Miss Rubin, now I'm glad you sat down here. I wasn't there, but I am now. But see, Miss Rubin just made some statement that just proved that in a situation like
One-
that, no, women can be the same way.
Yeah, you can.
Women can be the exact same way or as bad as men when it comes to information.
That's
on
not
their
good.
health.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't want. They don't want to see their family suffering. Every time we will look at them, we might cry because we know something's going on.
And men, we don't process well if the person we love, if they're hurt. I mean, nobody does, but we really don't. And it's one of those things where, especially if we're in a situation where we know it's almost inevitable, you know, what's gonna happen. It's best I want to live out the rest of my time as happy as possible. You know, I just want to just live it out as joyful as I can before that time comes. We can feel like if we tell somebody that, then that just kind of puts a dark cloud over everybody. We try to avoid that.
Yeah, that's true.
We just try to avoid it. But back to you and this whole going with her to the doctor. Everything that I needed to do as her man, being with her at the doctor, I did. Might not necessarily been to a woman's standards, which is probably astronomically high.
Did you feed her? Well, you can't. She can't
Yes,
eat
I
after.
fed her.
Yeah, after.
Yes, I did. When we after
you
we
feed her?
left-
That's all I
yes,
need.
I did. After we left, we went to first watch. We'll never go back there again because it was too healthy. But we went. My first watch was good.
It was good.
It was good, but we did go. Miss Malika, did you want to?
Yeah,
Wait,
my random.
hold on 1 second. Do anybody got anything else?
Why you had to look like that?
Cause,
Like you
yeah,
got,
let
like
y'all-
I got something else to say.
You Mike Jeff, you been on the road
Sick of
today.
Men ain't no. Y'all alright when y'all want to be.
We were. Well, all right. So, so Miss Malika, you got your random fact?
Yes.
It's now time for your head to explode from the new knowledge with Malika's Random Facts.
My random facts is about cheese. Yes. Cheese is older than recorded history. Archaeologists found evidence of cheese making that dates back to at least 7,200 years. Wow. So if it's before recorded history, this is before Jesus.
I think what Jesus was what, like a little over 2,000 years ago?
Yeah.
And cheese can help you sleep. A 2015 study found that eating 20 grams of cheese 30 minutes before bed can help you sleep better.
Only to get up later.
And the old saying that mice like cheese, mice have a strong sense of smell and aren't attracted to many types of cheeses that have strong odor, so they really don't eat cheese. That's the peanut butter,
Yeah,
I think.
that's
is,
what it said.
Yeah, peanut butter.
Yeah.
You know, if you really think about it, Swiss cheese doesn't have a strong smell, but in most cartoons you always see them with that kind of cheese because they always have little holes in it.
Yeah.
Or either that or that's just what they use to represent cheese in cartoons.
Cheddar cheese isn't naturally orange, so why do we have orange cheese? Cheddar cheese originally had an orange tint due to the grass eaten by the cows that provided the milk. So it has something to do with the cows.
So the cows eating grass determine the color of the cheese.
Yes.
I don't even
But
know
the
what
cheese
orange
itself isn't really orange. Cheese is full of bacteria. Makes you want to eat it. Some of the bacteria in cheese is harmless, but others can be unpleasant. And last one, lactose intolerant people can't eat cheese. Some cheeses are naturally lactose free because of their long maturation process, so their maturity process.
I think goat cheese and sheep cheese are pretty good for people who are lactose intolerant.
So you can eat cheese for the people who say that, you know, since they're lactose intolerant, can't eat cheese.
That macaroni and cheese, I know I love it, but in a minute it's gonna tell.
Well,
my
you got to
stomach
get the right cheese.
what the right cheese is.
You are now officially smarter than you was 5 minutes ago, thanks to Malika's Random Facts.
So apparently, down in the wonderful state of Florida,
Yeah, where all the fun things happen.
there have been issues of what?
Sloths. I didn't even know sloths were hanging out in Florida, number one. But it's sloths, if they scratch you now, you can have sloth fever.
Like you start moving slow like sloth? Like what is the sloth fever?
Guess you get a fever. I'm not sure of what happens with the sloth fever. And then somebody had mentioned it's like a conspiracy theory when the elections are near or around, all these strange things start happening. Mm-hmm. Like West Nile is coming back. I was like, I haven't heard that since I was in high school.
Yeah. Now,
the
West,
mosquitoes.
I'm about to ask. Now, West Nile, that you said that they do come from mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it's because I don't know. Maybe it is because of election year. I mean, you got some serious candidates at this time.
Yeah. Now we got sloth fever in West Nile.
But the sloth fever is a little weird because I know the whole saying that you can get a fever if a cat scratch. That's why they got that song out there called "Cat Scratch Fever." Mm-hmm. You ever heard of Ms. Ruby?
I've heard.
I think it's a rock song. Lois, you ever heard of it? Lois, all you know is Jagged Edge, ain't it?
It's not good.
But yeah, it's a song out there called "Cat Scratch Fever." It's a rock song. I don't remember who sang it, but apparently that you get a fever from those. So now, you know what? You have to be awfully slow or just not moving to get scratched by a sloth.
Or some weird people would just want to go up and just want to touch the sloth.
And then he goes,
yeah.
But I can't even imagine the sloths going that fast. It'd be more like.
But their claws are so long and their arms are so long.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. But for them to get to the point where you just like, oh, the sloth has got me. Oh no, he done scratched me. Just like that's like almost 10 seconds of getting scratched by a sloth. You didn't know anything about it. That's just crazy. Well, yeah, but that
Same reason why people drunk in the lion's den. Like why?
Yeah. Recently, right? I saw something. Somebody jumped in a tiger, lion.
Yeah, they said she was on something. I don't know.
Well, she off something now.
She didn't die, but I don't think she died. But
No.
yeah.
But it's like, why would you think about getting near
Breaking
big cats?
into a zoo to just
Jump down.
You know, Cat Williams did a stand up. He said that those animals like those lions and tigers and things, and them bears that be in those cages. That's like he said. That's like their biggest wish is to have somebody stupid enough to come in here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they said the tigers was just laying around, and somebody got up in there. The cats looked over there like, wait a minute, now this is not a drill. This is not a drill. Let me go ahead. Let's go ahead.
Go ahead and attack.
I mean, and then he said that and then like when something like that happens, the people want to put the animals down.
That's their instinct.
I know you want exactly. You want to put down a tiger for being a tiger.
You shouldn't have had the tiger in there.
His territory anyway.
You can't
got
hit
the big fence around here, so he can't get to you, but you go down there.
Yeah,
your fault. You need to be put down.
Mm-hmm. You come to his apartment because it ain't his house. You come to his apartment and you don't expect to get eaten.
Yeah.
See, no, we ain't gonna do that. All right. Well, I got anything else? That was good. Thank you, Miss Malika, for the random facts there.
You're welcome.
All right. Anybody got anything else before we go to the next? Miss April?
No, I do
You
not.
just took over Miss Jennifer part on getting on me, ain't you?
Yeah, she said she had some things this week.
Well, Miss Jennifer, you just hold on to them till you come back. But yeah, Miss Malika told me, she said, I like messing with Chris. Like, so, yeah.
Last week was fun.
Yeah, they got me good.
I heard they did. I have to listen to it.
Don't listen to it, please.
No, you're good.
No, don't listen to it.
No.
Don't listen to
That's
it.
really gonna make you listen to it now.
Yeah. Please.
No, there been others when they said don't listen to it. Okay, I started. Oh, I see why. Bye.
Yeah.
All right, well, like I said, anybody got anything else?
No.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get to the game. The game is first things first. No time to think, only to answer. That's how it is when you're playing first things first. All right, so the way this works is that for those who don't know anything about it, what it is that I give them a crazy statement that makes absolutely no sense, and they got to say the first thing that come to mind.
I hate this game.
I know you love this game. You said you know. But that's pretty much how it works. And what we kind of revs it up a little bit. We have the people who are not being talked to put headphones on, so they almost try to guess what the other person is saying.
Are you gonna
So,
be first?
Miss Ruby, since you're here, you can go ahead and be a part of this here. So, Miss Ruby, you are gonna be first.
Yeah.
All right, so,
Yeah.
all right, so Miss Ruby, you ready?
Yeah.
The only thing I drink made with corn is
Milk.
Boom.
I don't know.
gorillas are the best at throwing hard.
Shells.
Chicken.
Jerry juice.
The best milk from cookies don't come from cows, they come from huge.
Goats.
I don't know. I don't.
Comb.
He said it was juicy and fruity, just like a big.
Plum.
Beer.
Getting yeah, so wrong. Getting your heels licked make you want to cook some.
Fries.
Fries.
So the last one is fries.
Yeah, that's the only thing y'all got.
Yeah, well, that's what you got to.
Okay.
All right, so
Okay.
you want
Yeah, I'm taking my break. Okay.
to? Okay.
I forgot I do gotta look at his mouth. And he texting.
All right, babe, you ready?
Yeah.
The short man was dancing after he touched her.
Head.
Head.
Why in the world she braid the hair on her?
Head.
Head.
Take it on this video. He went to the garden and wiped his butt with a.
Tissue.
Tissue.
Sweet juice. What?
The nun jumped on the fireman and slid down his.
Pole.
Pole.
Never make jelly using bad salmon and.
Fish.
Fish.
Yeah, I got a lot of
Fish.
I got fish.
them. Yeah.
Pole.
Oh,
Yeah.
fish, but fries. You said fries, she said fish. What is going on?
You ready? When you was a baby, your first paying job was to.
Burp. I don't.
Poop.
A singer who gets on your nerves is.
A whiny one. I don't know.
Wipe. I don't know.
A worm went to the store and sold some.
Dirt.
Cook.
Cookies.
Cookies.
Water, beer, and wine makes.
A mess.
Mix.
Pitch.
You love holding a nice, big, healthy.
God.
Her favorite saying. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I'm not saying that.
Oh my God! Oh, but that's what you like holding. You say,
Oh my
what
God!
you say?
You just said to say what first
You
comes
say,
to mind.
I can't start my day without holding up gritty, big old healthy.
This is not fun. I
What
don't
was
like.
going on?
I don't like this game.
What was the question?
I
don't know.
She having nervous breakdown.
I was like,
He
oh
keep
my
laughing
God.
at me. I don't
All right,
like
I
this
tell
game.
you what, I'm gonna kind of go through with I'm gonna just you don't have to have the headphones. I'm just gonna kind of go through some of the things that was said there, some of it because nobody got the same question.
Oh.
All right,
Yeah, I figured that. Yeah.
so
I'm like fish. How she say fries? You say fish on the last
so
one.
all right, baby, for you, a singer who gets on your nerves is
I had that one.
A singer who gets on the nerves. Shanti?
Jeez.
Ashanti.
Miss
I
Ruth.
don't know. I just said something.
The nun jumped on the fireman and slid down his.
Pole.
See?
April. A gorilla is the best at throwing hard.
I didn't have this one.
That was
I know
mine.
everybody had different ones,
Oh my gosh. I would have said something very improper.
which is.
I'm not saying that.
Oh my God!
My goodness.
All right, so baby,
Yes.
he said it was juicy and fruity like a big.
Juicy and fruity like big. I look at this gum because I'm thinking about gum.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I said plum.
So, Miss April,
What?
getting your heels licked make you want to cook some.
Oh my God. What? Getting your heels like make you want to do what?
Make you want to cook what?
What's the first thing you want to
First
cook?
thing.
Oh
Chicken.
my
I don't know.
Chicken.
Oh my God.
Miss Ruby, you love holding a nice big healthy.
Fish. I don't. First-
That's what.
Burger.
Okay, that's where April lost her mind on that
Get
question
that
right
question
there.
right. I'm like, what? Like holding a
Oh, big happy.
Oh my
Healthy
god.
hamburger.
Oh my
Healthy
god.
there you go, a healthy hamburger.
was not on my mind at all.
Apparently, it is just not the way you go.
No, yeah, I guess.
Hot dog.
Oh my god.
Sausage.
Yes.
But anyway, so those are some of the questions I had asked, and y'all just lost your mind, especially you, April.
Yeah.
I hate this game.
I love when you play it though. You just lose.
I don't like it at all.
All right. Well, look here, y'all. Does anybody got anything else they want to talk about?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I got one little thing.
All right, Miss Ruby, let's
About
hear it.
men and religion. How come it's so hard to get men into the church? It's hard to get men.
Yeah, because I'm trying to find a man in church and he ain't there.
You know what, Miss Ruby? I'm be honest with you. I wish I could. Well, what do y'all think it is?
Maybe when they were young, something happened, and to make them not want to go to church.
They don't want to feel judged.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on in their life, and the pastor
Religion. I mean, you know, that religion, and you know, it's not really, churches are not like that anymore.
No.
I think another reason why is because man may feel like the church ain't about nothing but money.
That too. Yes, I heard that.
You know, I mean, because there was a preacher that said that, you know, you're not supposed to pay a pastor. You know, a pastor's supposed to work just like everybody else. You're
But
not.
that is a job.
Well, I know, but he said that, you know, if he wants money, he should go out there and work just
He
like
is
everybody.
working. He's on call 24 hours a day. Any church member can call him.
Yeah, but
That's
what
why
about
they
then? You
famous.
look at what about the other pastors from many years ago when they had a job and pastored.
Yeah.
So what makes today's pastors different from them?
Because the
they have
church.
more money and there's more people too.
No. Well, no.
Jesus was a carpenter. That was his job, but he still preached.
I don't feel like the pastor should rely on the church's money.
But they gotta have the upkeep for the church. That's where some of the money go to.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
building fund, the
Yes, but we're
utilities,
talking about
the
pastor living off of the funds, not what the money is directed towards, like to
Yeah,
help
some
maintain
times
the church.
men don't even understand. Because I done worked on the finance committee, and they was like, shouldn't they be getting grants and stuff like that? Yeah, it's not that easy to get grants
No,
for the
it's
church.
No.
But
And
that
it's not-
money
and
goes
the
to
grants
pay
is
the
not
bill
for the pastor. The grants is
for the church.
church.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your
Yes.
building, your setup, your bills or something.
Yes.
But I said, if they on call 24/7, they on call 24/7 like a doctor.
But I guess that's what the nowadays is like. Yes, back then pastors on call 24/7 and they work, but now they was like that's a lot on one man. So let's just tell him don't work, quit your job, and we're gonna pay you more than your job. Or
But then,
the same
you know,
amount
just
of
like with
job.
anything, then it's like when the congregation and stuff drops down, how does the church pay for the pastor?
Yeah. But the
That's
church,
when the pastor either has to sacrifice and say,
his salary,
His
or
salary.
the church should have funds put aside because we keep funds put aside.
So
I
the-
mean, if a bill, because like I said, you don't want to get caught up and something happens, cause you got to pay the insurance for the building and stuff. There's all kind of things that need to be paid for.
Yeah, but you
So
keep
we
going
have-
to the church. We talking about the pastor and is getting the money.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you should
Yes.
have money there too. And you just take all the money that comes in and he gets a portion of it. The church decides on how much his salary is. Now, some churches might be so small he can't live off that salary. So that's why he works. But that's even more on him because he still got to work and still be on call 24/7. But when he understands if his congregation is so small, that's all they can afford.
I mean,
Yes, and then I guess I look at it, you know, I want the pastors to live their best life and get paid.
Yeah.
But if you look at it like that, then it's like with any position. Like a teacher is on call 24/7, even though nobody's physically calling her. We work hours
Yeah.
beyond, and we don't get paid for them hours. You only get paid for the 8 hours you were there.
Yeah.
It's not just, you know, we're grading papers. It's, you know, it's the paperwork that they have now delegated to these teachers to be there forever.
Yeah.
But they don't get paid. It's just the 8 hours.
And
And
I
they're
agree.
in that building until 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I commend them, the ones who are teachers, because they are getting shortchanged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I done seen the pastor where he don't get paid because it's a small
Yeah.
church, so he doesn't really get paid. So it mostly has to go towards the bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some men don't understand, like, well, he needs to work, so he the one who wanted the building, so he need to pay for the building. He don't want, want the
But
church, he needs to
everybody
pay for
wants
the
the
Yeah,
church.
everybody wants you.
Everybody wants the
building
church.
But
to
what
come
about-
into a nice building.
But what about these pastors that are just millionaires off of the?
And I don't agree with all that.
The mega
myself.
churches.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
mega
Yeah,
churches.
that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
you know.
that's their finances are totally different. So I
And
mean,
that's all they do is just preach. That's all
But
they do. But they
Cause
like,
they-
their churches then, when they are mega church, they're like a business. So they got a lot more other stuff going on besides just the church. I feel like 'cause they
Yeah.
have people who actually come in to work every week. Like that's their job is to come in and do stuff.
They like the CEO of
Yeah,
the church.
yes.
To me, but like I said, there's a mega church. I wouldn't want to belong to something that big because the pastor don't know me.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But some people that doesn't bother them.
yeah. I don't like that. I
But
don't
you know,
like
the pastor wants to know the ones that he wants to know.
that. Yeah.
But that's in
but-
the mega church because
yeah.
he wants the money.
So okay. So what you're speaking about is not necessarily pertaining to like a mega church.
No,
Okay, I get it. I get it. But
because that affects his family along the way, being on call 24/7. Because he got to get up in the middle of the night, go to some hospital.
But to my understanding, when it comes to mega churches, a lot of the times it's not even the pastor that's doing it. It's
No,
almost
that's
like
what
you
I
have,
said. He got plenty of
he has plenty of
Yeah,
other people
yes.
under him that can handle stuff like that. It has to be like something almost to the point to where the church
And
is
I'm
in
quite sure
danger
they
for it to
probably
get to
get
him.
some type of salary. Those associate pastors
Yeah, they get something.
in that type of church.
Yeah, but I honestly think that in order for it to get to the actual pastor, it like the church itself have to be pretty much in danger for it
church
to even
itself-
get to them.
Yeah. Or, you know, you got to be in that clique with the pastor, where the pastor actually come out in the middle of the night for you.
And it be hard for somebody in the mega church because, like I said, he won't know
He don't
every
know you.
member in a mega church.
Yeah, I couldn't see myself being a part of that church.
Yeah, I
I
went
was
to
visit,
one.
and if you got a good message, fine. But being a member of it,
I went to a mega church a few years ago when I first moved up here, and the young lady who I was dating at the time, she just was all about this church. We would go there, and you're literally sitting in an audience,
Yeah.
looking at the pastor on a big screen, and and then it was just getting to the point to where all of these people, like the collection plate or something of that nature was going around like 5 times, like during the service. It was like they had, because it's almost
All
like
kind
there's
of
always
Scholarship fund, this fund, that fund.
yeah, it's
Well,
always
just
the
take it
building
up. One
fund.
time it's on. You check out what you pay in your tithes, the building fund, the youth department, scholarship fund.
But that's now. But even that, Mount Olive used to be like 2-3 offerings or something like that.
But we don't.
Yeah,
But
not
now-
anymore.
Yeah.
But
Not
that-
anymore,
yeah.
but that's the growth of
Yeah.
the church. Like they just say at the end, hey, we got a basket. It's right here for the people who just don't know. It's a basket. If you need an envelope, here's your envelope.
Yeah.
Or you go
And
online.
go online,
Yeah.
and that's it. But
Yeah.
that's the better part about churches now.
Yeah.
You ain't got all them offerings. And
No.
So
Yeah, but that's what I was getting ready to say. Like the church was having all these collection plates going around, and in each one of them, it was for this particular thing. Then they just got smart and just had this one envelope that had everything on it, and you could just put all the money in the envelope at one time.
And if you want to know more detail, you just come to the meetings that they have, either quarterly and stuff. And they tell you where the money went, how much you got paid, and it's broken down in the budget.
But you got some churches out there that have gotten so greedy
Yes.
that they have to see your W-2s before you can even attend.
But
Oh, now that's
we have
ridiculous.
totally verted from the question,
Yeah.
why are men
we
not
did.
in the church?
And that's why I
That's
said,
one of
because
the
they
main
probably
things.
feel like churches
So-
ain't about nothing but money.
What about you? How do you feel about the church?
It just depends. It depends on the church that I go to. When I went to that M.A.C. church, I didn't feel comfortable with it because, number one, she was all about, what the church was representing, but then you can feel the dynamics of the church going from more of a churchyard dynamic to a more commercialized one. It was all about how we can look, what we can buy. You know, we're trying to buy this plane to go all over. And so it was pretty much on that nature. But as far as if I go to a church and I feel like I'm at home, you know, I mean, I'll go. But it's just that men can just be real. Men can be real finicky about the things that they don't understand. You know, about either the things that they don't understand or about the things they don't want to. You know, some people, a lot of men, you know, they just don't believe, you know, in God like that. You know, but then of course you have some that do.
Yeah.
But you know, but at the same time, you know, they could be like, well, you know, if I go to church, I'm giving them my money, I'm listening to what he's saying, but is that all I'm getting out of it? It's just different. It really just depends on the mentality. But for me, as long as the church feels like home, you know, I'm all for it. But it's really hard. It's been really hard for me to find a church where it felt like that since I've moved here. The closest, you know, church home that I felt was y'all, was Mount Olive. But in every other ones, and this other one that was in Forest Park, I can't remember what name it was, but I went on Palm Sunday, and I think I got there at like 10, and we didn't leave till almost 5. So of course, I was like, no, there's only so many. There's only so much singing and palm waving I can do. So, you know, so I just had enough of that.
But I guess you know, what I have heard from other men is just it's not even about finances. It's just, you know, how you gonna put somebody up there that has just as many flaws as I do, and what makes them, you know, better than me.
That's a good one.
He's not better than you. He's showing you.
But then when they don't, and then they have these mishaps.
Oh, see, that's big.
To
I mean, yeah.
and-
But they're human too.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
my
They're human
point.
too. You
Yeah.
can't. I mean, I get everybody want to put the pastor on a pedestal like he can do no wrong, but
Only one on
he
the
is
pedestal should be
human
Jesus,
too,
'cause he done
and
no
he can
wrong.
do wrong. He can mess up. He can fall short. But at the same time, he preaching about his shorthands. It's just some of these mega churches, like I would never want to go to. That man keep cheating on his wife. He know better now. Like, why every other week we hear that he done cheated with somebody else and they got proof.
Yeah.
They cheat on like, nah, I'm good. I don't need that cheating spirit in my life. You keep that. But yeah, I mean, I get it.
But and then on the add to that, it's just as kind, and it's like kind of what you guys were saying about, you know, if the preacher falls short. It's like you've been sitting up here preaching all this stuff to me about what not to do, but yet you turn around and do it. I mean, it's like, you know, I've been following a hypocrite this whole time.
And
I mean,
get
that right there can damage a person's faith in
Yeah.
a pastor like that.
But
I know, but I'm
mean,
just
I
saying,
can
but
understand that-
you're preaching and telling me what to do, what not to do to be the best version of me. Yet you turn around and do the complete opposite of what you're teaching me. How can I follow you if you can't even do it? How can I follow what you're saying when you can't follow what you're saying?
firstly, you need to read it for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the first step, and then because it is some preachers out there who are preaching, you like, I don't remember that in the Bible. Like
Yeah.
they switch it. Like, I done read it a few times. I'm not a Bible scholar, but where is that
It
at?
don't sound quite
Yeah, like so. But
I mean, like the whole thing with you know, with TD Jakes.
Yeah, I don't know all the details today.
I don't know all the details either, but you know, it's one of
It don't sound good and stuff, and I want to get all the details before I make a final judgment on it.
because who was it, Creflo Dollar, who was trying to do Bible verses? I'm like, that's not what that Bible verse said. I
Creflo
think
Dollar tried to get
The
the
plane.
congregation to buy him a $65 million Learjet.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Now,
But
you
the-
can get on a plane. You can go. You can go a first class. We can pay for you first class.
But this
go.
is what was crazy
No.
about that. He wanted that to be separate from everything else that they give to the church. That's a separate fund for a jet.
And
Can I get on the
yeah,
jet?
Yeah.
It don't.
Congregation.
Are we gonna plan church trips and we all getting on the jet?
And there's people probably who giving their lives to this
And some
man,
of them do.
and they're struggling day to day, and you don't even know them because there's a mega church.
And see, anybody who works ridiculously hard for the money that they get don't want to just give it up willy-nilly like that. Even though they may not necessarily look at it as being willy-nilly, but they just don't want to give it up for that reason. You know, it's like, I work too hard for this just to give it to you, just for you to tell me something that I already know. That I already know how I'm supposed to live, how I'm supposed to do, and things of that nature. So it's just hard for, people to do that. I mean,
but I want to pass on top of it, teach more than prosperity. Because if you keep the only thing you teaching is prosperity, you looking for the money. He's looking for the money. You ain't teaching anything else about the Bible, how to raise your kids, or nothing like that.
Or
how to live.
Yeah, and then you have people that read the Bible and present the message to where it caters to them.
Of course, that's human.
That's why you got all these denominations.
All these different denominations.
Because they took a piece here, took a piece there, and that's how they made their church. Okay, you're supposed to take the whole word, not just certain pieces that you can live with.
Well, way to trigger that one up, Miss Ruby. You just
Well, I was on the mountain this weekend.
I see that. I see that. And you brought that subject up, and yeah. I kind of felt when you said, wow, this bill, I'm like, oh, Lord, the spotlight again on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed it early. Oh, no, she came here. She did.
Yeah.
My
She
question.
came in on it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. So anybody got anything else? Miss Ruby, you stay out of it. Anybody got anything else other than Miss Ruby?
Okay.
All right. Well, a couple of things that we talked about here. So, first off, our thoughts and prayers goes out to the principal. Hopefully your eyesight will be better. We're
Hopefully it'll
praying
come
for you.
back.
Hopefully it will come back. But we are so sorry that unfortunate incident happened to you. We here at the M.A.C address, we will definitely keep you in our prayers. Make hopefully a speedy recovery. All right, you people down there in Florida, y'all watch out for these sloths because they can scratch you and give you COVID.
And men give your women the same energy they give you when you go to the doctor.
Yeah, and what?
You gonna skip over that? Was that?
I ain't gonna skip over that. You already said it, so I ain't gonna say a word.
Just making sure.
Y'all be careful of that West Nile virus out there. Spray on some all for some what's the other
Skin so soft.
Skin so soft. Make sure you guys don't catch that. And as far as men going to church,
It is.
Yeah, it is. But then I seen the one that so I love going to the mountain because we saw the men come up on the mountain to see us, different denominations, different races, and seeing men like that fellowship together is so awesome.
yeah, that is
It
always
was
beautiful.
so awesome.
That is always beautiful.
I thought you were going somewhere. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
See, my mind just went totally left. Like, seeing men up there. Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
All right.
My mind is not there anymore.
All right. So, with that being said, we are the M.A.C address, and we are going to go ahead and end this podcast. So, panel, you guys say bye.
Bye.
Y'all have a great one out there.